Hello, my name is Charles Dorner. In this presentation, I will explain linear regression, which is a method that finds a straight line that best fits data using Python, which is a programming language used to write and run code. This is an interactive presentation that shows how a simple AI model can learn from data and make predictions. So you may ask, what is linear regression? Linear regression is a basic machine learning method which is a way for computers to learn patterns from data. It works by finding a straight line that best fits a set of data points. The input variable is called x, which is the independent variable, which is the value that we control or change. The output variable is called y, which is the dependent variable, which is the value we want to predict. The model learns the relationship between x and y and uses that relationship to estimate future values. So here's a quick check. The question asks, if study hours increase, what happens to predicted test scores? If I select they increase, you see correct. More usually leads to higher predicted scores. If I click they decrease, you see incorrect. This example shows a positive relationship, so scores increase as study time increases. You can see that the system responds that this is correct because the data shows a positive relationship. The interaction demonstrates how learning systems can provide immediate feedback to the user. So here's our use case. In this example, we use study hours to predict test scores. For example, 1 hour of study gives a score of 50, 2 hours gives 55, and 5 hours give 80. This shows a pattern where more study time leads to higher scores. Linear regression takes this data and creates a line that represents the trend. That line is then used to estimate new values that were not originally in the data set. Here, we see the Python code that's used to build the model. We input linear regression from scikit-learn, which is a machine learning library, which is a set of pre-built tools for data analysis. We also import NumPy, which is a library used to handle arrays, which are structured collections of numbers. Next, we define x as the input values and y as the output values. Then we create the model and call the fit function. The fit function trains the model. It adjusts the line so it best matches the data. So now we move to interactive prediction demo. In a real Python model, we will call predict to estimated value. Here, I can enter a number of study hours directly into the interface. For example, if I click and enter, we already have 6 hours in. Let's say I hit 8 hours and predict. You see the predicted score is equal to 100. If I click 5 hours, you can see the predicted score is equal set to 77.5. This system calculates the predicted score. This demonstrates how a trained model can take new input and generate an output based on learned patterns. This interaction simulates how AI systems work in real applications. To summarize, linear regression finds a best fit line from data. Python allows us to build and train a model using a small amount of code. Once trained, the model can predict new values based on learned patterns. This presentation also included interactive elements such as a quiz and a live prediction tool. These features show how coding can be used to create engaging learning and training systems. This is a simple example of artificial intelligence, which are systems that simulate human decision making used for prediction.